Welcome back, friends and followers. We are here with Chabre Schumacher.
Yep.
And he is the Onewheel Factory team's fastest flow rider, soon to be fastest pro rider. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm from AZ. I'm 25 years old. So, yeah, big into one-wheel racing these days. So, yeah.
That's a little bit understated. Chabre is super fast and he's super dedicated to his craft. How long have you been riding?
Since 2021. So like almost 4 years.
And what was your first board?
First board was an XR. So, just the regular one.
Okay.
Yeah, not the Plus or the older version.
The OG? The OG?
No.
Okay.
Just the, what is it, the XR Plus.
Okay.
Just the regular, yeah.
If you guys are familiar with Chabre and Bradford out of San Diego, how did that relationship develop?
Yeah, so Bradford had put out an underground challenge called the Bowtie Challenge, and he was giving away a GTS series right when that board dropped. And of course, I was like on a GT at that time, so I had just pretty much got a GT, and then they dropped the GTS a couple months later, and then Bradford had done that challenge, and I was like, that was my opportunity to get a race board that was a that will work for like future races and stuff.
What was it like to get the GTS at that time when it just came out and be able to have that foot in the door into the next level of competition?
Yeah, it was big for the racing side of things, because having that power and that level of board, it was a big upgrade for me. So learning that was nice, and then having it that early on, being able to compete with everyone else who was moving to GTS, and that's where the sport is going. So it was really good timing, and it was super cool that I managed to get out there, and I had 2 days to practice trails for that underground challenge that was going on for like a month. And yeah, I had to put in over I think 50 runs of the trail in one day, just to whittle down my time and manage to pull it off with a couple seconds at the end. And yeah, it was sick. So, but
yeah,
that really set me up for future races, and yeah, couldn't have done it without Bradford, and I think it was a Wheel Fun
weekend. Kyle Hansen, Wheel Fun stuff.
Yeah, Wheel Fun stuff, and Bradford, who made it happen for that Bowtie Challenge. So yeah, that was sick.
Awesome. A shout out to Bradford. He is out there. He's at most all events, spreading the stoke at the highest level. Shout out Bradford. Bradford got me into, seriously, besides steezing around doing tricks, he's the one who made me realize that I could potentially take it further and be competitive, which is awesome. So thank you for that, Bradford. Of all your one-wheel journeys, what has been the most memorable experience?
Definitely making it out to the events, seeing the possibilities, with one wheel, the top riders that really inspired me. Tyler James, Neil Bennett, and the factory team. Most of those riders inspire me to be a better rider and better person, because they're just great people. It's tough to pinpoint something specifically, but yeah, I just enjoyed San Diego, hanging out with Bradford, Bowtie Challenge. Yeah, those were real fun times. So
awesome. Hell yeah. For me, one of my most memorable experiences, not of one wheel, but of Chabre, was Seek and Shred 2024, when you and Austin Silva, but both of them went over the teeter-totters at the same time, landed, rode away, and it was the most epic toe-to-toe competition. So for me, one of the most memorable moments in one wheel with Chabre is that, and that was so awesome. So I just wanted to, hell yeah, brother, that was so sick.
Me and Austin, we've been going at it in the underground and the races for a while.
Yeah, one wheel is pretty pricey. So what was the deciding factor that put you over the edge that was I'm getting one, I have to get one?
Yeah, I'm a big skateboarder since I was younger, around 10 years old.
How many years have you been skateboarding?
About 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's legit.
So,
oh yeah.
Yeah, since been doing that, and then my uncle, Aaron Alexander, Uncle Aaron, he was one of the first people on Kickstarter to get one of the original one wheels, and then he got me into it. Like I got to try out the Onewheel, and then as soon as like I tried it, he was able to like hook me up with either a friend's board, or the community in AZ always had a board for me to use. So I'm up in northern AZ, and we would travel down to Phoenix, more southern AZ for work or whatever. But every time I'm down, I had to ride, so I would get a board from the Onewheel AZ community. They always hooked me up with one to ride while I didn't have a board, and then yeah, it was just like it felt like something like I could, I just loved it from the moment I stepped on it. So I mean, there wasn't much to sell for me. I was already thinking about saving money, getting my first board, and ended up getting my first XR used. So yeah, it was.
So once he planted that seed in there and got you on it, that was it, huh?
Yeah,
you're locked.
Seriously, I was already like into kind of extreme sports and skateboarding, board sports and stuff. So one-wheeling's its own thing. It's its own experience. So yeah.
There's nothing like traversing the terrain on like a singular wheel device and just blowing minds all around you.
Yeah, totally.
What is it like to be the fastest man on the flow team, coming up against pros like Austin and everybody else chasing his tail, trying to keep up with his gains? Yeah, what's that like?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm the fastest on the flow team. There's a lot of great talent and riders on the flow team right now, but I'm definitely one of the fastest. And yeah, like Austin Silva, and like I was trying to like be more competitive with him, but they're there to help out everyone. So like in the Onewheel community, so he actually is like he's giving me tunes and helping me out like to become a faster and better racer, which is just pushing my level and the sport in general. So yeah, they're super great when it comes to just like community. And
a good point that the Onewheel community is so welcoming that you can rub elbows with the pros and your fellow riders, and that they're willing to help, not just gatekeep all of those things that could help push the sport and help push other riders. So that's really awesome that Austin is willing to do that, not just for Chabre but for everybody, because that's helping grow the Onewheel sport overall, and that's really what we all want. We want it to be as big and successful as it can be.
Yeah.
Is there an added pressure?
So I've been in the kind of, I'm competitive in nature. Like I've done jiu-jitsu, which is a highly competitive martial art, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, since I was 10. My parents got me into that, so I'm kind of used to high pressure situations from that. So the pressure doesn't get to me too much, although I do get nervous. I think we all get nervous a little bit. But once it's time to go, like I feel pretty good. Although chasing, like people like Austin, Silva, and factory team riders, you're definitely like in your head a little more, and they've been doing this for a long time, and you forget that they have the resume to back up their talent and all their achievements. So
that was all the questions, but the final one I'm not comfortable asking, but Patrick wants to know, how big are your and I was just like, I don't know Cha that well though.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah,
so
I like to get sendy, sometimes. So.
Yeah. When you're sending and you're doing the full commit off of the crazy obstacles that the pro features have, what's that like?
Yeah, it's definitely a like mental thing more, because like you know what to do physically, like you know how to do drops, and obviously you work yourself up to like a certain level of like difficulty. So
when you're sending at that level, are you focused on the terrain? Are you in your head, or are you're just in the moment and you're not thinking about anything?
Yeah, you're definitely paying attention to like little details with your form, because when you're like doing bigger stuff, that's more weight on the board when you're landing, and momentum and all of that. So just a little more like weight forward is gonna send you it's gonna make a big difference, where on something smaller you're not gonna notice that as much. So like having proper technique for like bigger stuff is is key, because yeah, little stuff you can get away with it, but bigger stuff you have to have the right form and the weight distribution. So just focusing on, like, usually it'll take you a couple of tries, like, on bigger stuff, so you're not gonna lace it first try, you know, unless you're like Austin Silva.
Yeah, he's got away with that.
Yeah, but for me, it's usually a little bit of a battle when I'm doing like bigger jumps. But yeah, focusing, and then once you got the technique down, you know what you got to do. Then it's mental, and it's committing to that, and not backing out like last minute, because you have to full commit, and just take the fall. You know, accept you're gonna fall, and take the fall. We're all padded up, so you know you'll be safe. But yeah, it's mental reassurance, and yeah, and then once it's go time, all that clears out. You know, like you can't be thinking about anything but what you're doing. So yeah.
Lock in. Oh yeah. Is there anything that you wanted to tell future riders, people thinking about getting on a Onewheel, who are questioning whether they should take the leap or not?
Yeah. Best purchase ever. It's pricey, and like I saved up for mine, but like it's like I've done and had so many like great experiences from Onewheel I never would have had without it, and then it all was just from just loving like riding Onewheel. So if you know, do what you love, do what you enjoy, and good things will happen. So
hell yeah. So that was Chabre Schumacher of the Onewheel Flow team. If I missed any really important questions, leave it in the comments below. Like, subscribe. Do you have a channel?
I do have a channel. It's Chabre Schumacher on YouTube.
So there you go. Follow Chabre. I'll put a link in the description. Don't forget to take action, stay motivated, send it big like Chabre, and I will see you on the next one. Peace! That was a big rock.